Give me a Hallmark movie, but with a really weird looking dick in it. Hello and welcome to another episode of Cheap Smut. My name is Katie Mizell.
And my name is Carl Mizell.
And this is a podcast that is slightly hurt because the dog just jumped off my lap. What the fuck, man?
Really?
Of course, he has to pee right now. We have returned from Himbo's pee break. Hello, my love. How are you?
Through the magic of editing, you didn't even know, but that was like a 3-minute pause.
It was.
I'm fine, and now the dog is being a rambunctious asshole because of course he fucking is.
Mm-hmm.
How are you?
I am good, thank you. I'm good. It's a little chilly, but that's not necessarily a bad thing because I like wearing my blanket like a clothing item.
Yeah. And we're in the back of the house where this is an addition to the house, and I think they, like I've said before, they put all the money in the ceiling.
Oh, the beautiful
pine
ceiling,
and skimped on literally everything else, including insulation. So the back of the house is always a bit cooler in the winter, but not warmer in the summer.
No.
Hi, welcome to This Old House with Spacetacular.
I mean, I could just talk about my house woes for an hour. I'm sure nobody would want to listen to it, but I could.
Oh no. And I could add to it by like just telling people our interest rate.
Oh God.
That would piss them. But hey, in our defense, we bought a house. We bought our house in the midst of like 3 months after the pandemic started. So they were like, just giving.
We panic bought this house. It was the only one.
Yeah, we not to digress too far, but we were living in Philadelphia. We were going to drive home for Memorial Day weekend. We picked out on Saturday. We picked out 10 houses. We got home to Michigan on Monday, and our realtor said, "Here's 10 new houses."
Yeah, because all those houses are already gone.
The 10 that you picked are already contingent.
Yeah.
But it couldn't have worked out any better. This place is perfect.
We love our home. It's great.
But anyway, what book are we going to be talking about in this home that we panic bought in the midst of the pandemic?
So this week, I actually read 2 books.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
I read last week I said Spectacular because I was just misspeaking. They are the Spacetacular holiday novellas by Lindsay Rain. Lindsay Rain, friend of the show, and full transparency, Lindsay sent me an arc of one of her holiday books last December, and I never read it. I'm really sorry. No one should put me on their arc teams. I can't say no because I love you too much, but my ADHD is severe. Severe.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think I need to be the Pepper Potts to your Tony Stark and just be like, oh, she doesn't like being handed. Give it to me. I'll decide if she can.
Just like being handed things. Yeah, no. Exactly. You seem to be like the filter of my life.
Yeah.
And that's just because, no, she can't say no to people. She's too nice. I have to say no for her.
I have to bounce your life.
That's amazing. Oh my God. So the holiday book that I did not read for Lindsay Rain was called Christmas Rut. And I'm just going to give you a blurby little teaser for that. Santa's successor and her 8 reindeer shifters.
Yep.
Yep.
You said rut.
Rut. Yep.
I knew.
I want to read it. I really, really do. It lives in my like arc dead drawer where sometimes I pick something up. I'm the worst. I really am. But so for this episode, I read the Spacetacular holiday novellas, which are a series of Hallmark-esque, fluffy, delightful holiday novellas set in space with aliens. And Lindsay usually writes dark romances, so this is a really
departure.
Big departure from her usual stuff. It's like the holiday bug just bites her sometimes, and she gives us beautiful fluff.
I love the filter. Like, what if it was the holidays but space?
Yes.
Like space holidays.
Mm-hmm. Space holidays.
Yes. I think that's fantastic.
Well, in this case, it's Earth holidays in space. So the first book is called Rocket Around the Christmas Tree. It is available for $2.99 or through Kindle Unlimited, $7.99 for a print-on-demand paperback. The second book is called Be My Valentine, and it has the same pricing model. The third book is called Cobwebs, Broomsticks, and Spaceships, and that one is coming out this upcoming Halloween 2025, so several months from now, but is available for pre-order for $2.99 and will probably be the exact same pricing model as well. Yeah. Oh, if you want to look into Lindsay's dark romance stuff, she has like 2 full sets of novels. I think I didn't dig that deep, but lindsayrain.com or authorlindsayrain.com, she has a full collection there. And it's also a really beautiful website, currently under construction, but it's a beautiful website, Lindsay. Thank you very much for putting it together for me. Me. God, that was a little too selfish.
For just us.
Me. Anyway, let's get into our triple T's, shall we?
Yes, let's.
Our triggers this week. This is a series of cozy romances, so our stakes are very low, but our triggers are miscommunication and deliberate deception, discussion of death of a spouse / loss of a parent, themes of loneliness and isolation. Our tropes, this is an MF cis heterosexual alien and human romance. Like I said, it's a cozy holiday romance series with Hallmark vibes. Single dad, prince in disguise, stranded by the weather, and alien discovers the holidays.
I love it. So is there a through line with the characters between the 2 books?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah. So I had to read both of them so that I could get the whole story. And then for our titillations, we have unique anatomy. Very unique anatomy.
Just assume that if you're listening to this show, the dick is probably weird.
Pretty much, yeah. And only one bed, which is more of a trope, but it's also titillating.
Yeah,
I guess. And for our last titillation, we have phone sex in space. There you go. So the Spacetacular holiday novellas take place in a future where humanity is amongst the stars and the aliens now we have achieved faster than light space travel and colonized our surrounding space. People live all over the place, but they still travel home for the holidays, which is how we meet our FMC, whose name is Seraphine Hansen. At the beginning of Rocket Around the Christmas Tree, she is trying to get back home to Earth for Christmas. As far as I could tell, Seraphine didn't have a lot of unique physical descriptions. Human, feminine, brown hair.
Okay. Possibly a vagina.
Definitely a hole. Possessive of what appears to be perhaps a vagina. I don't know. It didn't get that explicit, man. But she is, as far maybe she's a reader analog.
Gotcha.
She can be basically anybody. She is, however, she works as an alien zoological researcher. So she travels around the galaxy or the universe studying wildlife, alien wildlife. In this particular alien or human future, space travel works a lot like air travel. So when we first meet Seraphine, she is in a space station, but she's staring down the arrivals and departures board, watching that everything get canceled because the space station is about to come in contact with a huge asteroid belt of ice.
Yeah.
So even in the future, the weather still fucks up flying home for the holidays.
I was going to say, you think it sucks being stuck at DFW you know, for 4 hours. All I did was buy a refrigerator on my phone.
Oh, you did?
When I was stuck in Dallas. Mm-hmm. I was down there for work last year, and I was stuck down there, and you were like, sorry to do this to you, but the fridge is dying. And I was like, all right, hold on.
Yep.
I'll just sit here in this delay and buy a fridge.
Exactly. I mean, welcome to the future where you can buy a fridge while you in the airport
exactly.
and have it delivered to your home.
I didn't buy it from the airport.
No.
I didn't buy a Sharper Image $8,000 refrigerator.
Yeah, no. If you did that, I would hope that it had a dick, like last week's episode. You spent $8,000 on a fridge.
Yeah.
That fridge better fuck somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
Not me. Maybe you. I don't
No,
know.
I'm good.
Uh,
Just show it off when people come over.
oh, God, yeah. Just have a party. Show off our weird fridge with the dick.
Yep. Check those out.
So anyway, in this space station, there are hotels and things. She tries to find a place to stay because all space travel is grounded, but everything is full. She starts looking further and further out into the surrounding like colonies, and there is nothing. She is fucked. She has to stay in the spaceport, like sleep in the spaceport.
Yep. She's not gonna get like the space equivalent of Spirit Airlines at 5 a.m.
No, there's nothing at all. So she decides that what she needs right now is some kind of, I can't remember what it was called. It had a really crazy alien sounding name, but it's a donut.
Okay, space
or
donut.
like a chocolate croissant.
Okay.
She just really needs that. So she goes to, also, by the way, Lindsay, I really love that in your far human future in space, pastries are well respected. Everybody's got pastries. Yes. Yes. The universe is full of baked goods. Yes.
It's just a thing that everybody accepts as a reality.
Oh, yeah, that everybody has figured out and made on their own because universally we all like bread.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fucking A.
I love that. I love that future for us. So she goes to this nearby kiosk to get this gerflacknaflicken thing, and she reaches for it in the case, and her hand bumps into our MMC's hand. There is one of these pastries left, and they are both reaching for it.
Oh, no.
It's meet cute time, God damn it.
Yes.
So our MMC, he is a humanoid with like your standard 1 head and 4 limb arrangement. He has iridescent crimson scales, deep orange eyes, pointy ears with the customary like rows of jewelry, long fangs, and black horns that grow out of the crown of his head, and long black hair that he wears in a messy bun.
Yeah. 4 limbs, 1 head, and that's where it ends. Everything else, so fucking different.
So fucking different. Exactly. So he is handsome. He's kind of like roguish, and she doesn't understand a word that he is saying in his like very, very foreign chirping and grunting dialect, because she has this cheapo like 3rd gen implant thing, or like an earbud that's just
She's like banging her head like this.
Yeah,
Sorry, this is not working.
It's like it's not updated. It's shit, and I don't understand what he's saying.
I haven't updated the firmware in this thing.
Yeah. So what eventually ends up happening is she has this breakdown over this pastry, assuming that he can't understand her either. She just starts screaming and yelling about how she can't go home and she's stuck here and she's fucked and all she wants is this bread. And he buys it, and then he sort of indicates, come share this bread with me, crying person. He does not speak English, but eventually what ends up happening is he offers to take her to the next city with him so that she isn't stranded in the spaceport. He then meets up with another one of his species. This guy is blue, but he can speak English, and he confirms that they will help her. So they have a personal aircraft or a personal spacecraft that can make the jump to the next, like, I don't know, asteroid colony or whatever over, and hopefully they'll be able to find at least somewhere to stay until the ice storm passes. They go to their ship. They do some kind of weird alien tech thing to upgrade her translator, and now she can speak to them, and they introduce themselves. So our red MMC, his name is Zirlox Nitherenmari, and his friend, the blue guy, is Hinria Pitorino. But for ease of pronunciation, she will call them Zai and Henry.
Got it.
So Zai and Henry fly her to the next outpost over, but their craft is damaged by the weather. They shouldn't be driving in it either, but they're being ballsy. And they end up stranded in this little town, and they have to spend a few days there waiting for parts and repairs. Space travel is still completely halted during this time. The storm is going to last several days. They end up finding like the last available room in the shittiest inn, you know. I think Henry just sleeps on their craft the whole time or something. And they end up sharing this room where he tries to be honorable and sleep on the floor and, you know, all that only one bed stuff happens. Yeah. I'm sort of glossing over Rocket around the Christmas tree because we're really here for Be My Valiant time. So over the course of the days that they are there, they have a bunch of really cute conversations. Seraphine teaches Zai about the human tradition of Christmas, which he is equally delighted and confuddled by. He's like, you cut a tree down and put it in your house? You guys don't make any sense. You cut the thing that makes the oxygen, you kill it, and then you put it inside.
You kill it and bring it into your home, dress it up.
Yep.
And then put shit under it.
Yep.
For like a month.
Yep. And then you just chuck it.
And then you chuck it.
he does note, like, humans you guys are really not good at taking care of your planets.
No.
Apparently at this point in our future, even Seraphine has to, like, she shamefully admits, like, yeah, we're on our third one. I know. Like, oh God, we never learned. Fuck. God damn it, Lindsay.
It's terrifying to think that we are existing on the first Earth. You know
the first one that will fuck up beyond all recognition. Yeah. Oof. Sad.
Just again, please, what do I want for Christmas? Precedented times.
Mm-hmm. So Zai learns all about the holidays. It's all very cozy and sweet, but there's also, like, this is a smut book, so there's confused arousal and desire and surreptitious kissing, and eventually they get to the full-on fucking. But because this is also a Hallmarky kind of a romance, there has to be a very low angst conflict. So,
of course, yes. So what do we have?
Yeah, so Zai has secrets.
Of course.
He isn't telling her everything, and neither is Henry.
Why would you? Humans are untrustworthy.
Whatever they did to her translator, they didn't give her the whole language because they still can have, like, secret whispered conversations.
Like alien pig Latin?
Yeah, or something. Exactly. Zai is acting like he is hiding. He doesn't seem to want to be in public. He turns away from large crowds whenever they have to go out. Seraphine doesn't know why, but she assumes it is to hide his association with her for some reason. She thinks maybe he's married, and she's like his unwitting weekend hookup or something. And then on their last day of being grounded by this storm, Zai gets a phone call and he answers it. He says, "Sorry, I have to get this. This is my son." And Seraphine takes that to confirm that he is married and that he has been hiding her to have some sort of surreptitious Christmas affair or something. Well, it's not Christmas to him. It's just an affair.
It's just December.
Yeah. Or whatever, whatever it is in space.
They're still on there. You guys still fuck with the Gregorian calendar up here?
Yeah.
Okay.
They keep track of Earth time, but only for her because she wants to know what day it is. They don't care.
We're on souls up here.
Yeah. So we eventually learn that he isn't hiding her. He doesn't have a wife or anything like that. He eventually tells her everything. He says he is Zai Lorax Nitharen Mari, the third king of the planetary system of Duolanus Quantuluna.
Oh, I didn't even recognize you.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of space out there. You're going to recognize every king?
Right.
I don't know. Henry is his most trusted friend and advisor and the brother of his deceased partner. His partner died in childbirth. He has a son whose name is Nine, which is hilarious. He has a full-on alien name, but they call him Nine. And I think he's also 9 years old, which is just extra adorable.
Inconvenient.
Yes. Henry helps raise Nine in the absence of his sister. He's the only family they really have left. Seraphine never does make it home for Christmas by the end of the book. Instead, she goes with Zai and Henry back to the private residence of the royal family, which is this super cool sounding glass house in the middle of nowhere, where she meets Nine and then teaches him about the traditions of Christmas. And he's so cute and delighted by it. And they set up the holidays the best they can for him. And it's the first ever Christmas on that planet. At the end of the novella, Zai confesses his love, saying that he knows his partner brought Seraphine into his life for a chance for him to have love again and be happy. He tells her that he wants to spend the rest of his life with her, and she agrees. The end. So that's Rocket Around the Christmas Tree. But now, on to the more important part. Be my Valentine.
Okay.
So I chose this specifically because last week was Valentine's Day, and I just love reading holiday schmaltz. It's so great. I love it.
Yeah. And we actually got to go out on a date.
We did. We had a lovely holiday.
We sent the kids to your parents.
Mm-hmm.
We went and had Mexican food, and you looked beautiful in your new outfit that you got. And then we went to the grocery store and got some snacks and some groceries for the fancy eggs I like to make the next day. And yeah, it was tremendous. Could not have asked for a better Valentine's Day.
No, it was absolutely perfect. We had a great time. And then I think we watched a movie.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
Mexican food, though.
We watched Dune 2.
We did. We watched Dune 2. That's right.
It was really good.
I loved those movies. I'll never read the books, but I love the movies. Anyway, so moving right into Be My Valentine, Sarah and Zai wake up together in his bed and basically immediately get to the fucking. It's been about 6 weeks or something since Christmas. And I have been vague about it up until this point, obviously, but now it is time to talk about Zai's weird dick. This one was wild. I love this.
I probably won't.
Okay, so it is of a normal size, as far as I can tell.
It's a start.
It's red, like the rest of him, with a line of ridges along the underside that remind her of a dragon's belly or something similar.
Okay.
Along the top are 3 bumps.
Right.
It tapers into a narrow head that is flanked on either side by frills, which he can shiver a bit like a vibrator.
I'd rather he didn't.
And it glows. Fuck. At one point in Rocket Around the Christmas Tree, Seraphine actually just stated outright that Zai's cock basically looks like a dragon. Like if you look at it, it looks like a dragon. And in Be My Valentine, Lindsay was nice enough to provide us with a tiny thumbnail of it as the interstitial art. So I have a picture for you.
Thanks. That's no. No.
I think this is delightful.
No,
it's so creative. Look at that. It's got wings.
Get it away from me. That's what I would say if I were also Seraphine. But get away.
Get away. Go away.
It's not me. It's you. It's specifically, it's your dick.
Oh, okay.
I'm not here to try and train your dragon, bud.
Okay. No, that's too funny. Okay, so if the aliens are listening, that's a no from Carl.
Yeah.
It's a no from Carl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check me off the list.
Okay. Yeah. I hope you understand. Consent's really important.
Put me on your do not call list. Take me off your list.
The do not mate list.
Yeah. Do not show your dick to this guy list.
Can I be put on the do not show your dick to this person? Just don't show your dick to people.
Yeah.
Can I just be put on that list? Just don't, without consent, just don't show your dick to people.
Blanket application.
I feel like I shouldn't have to say that. Anyway, so let's get back to this dick.
Yeah.
This dick.
So terrible. It's not it's whatever.
Impossible.
Yeah, there you go.
So they get into like a fraught, and he teases her labia and clit with his ridges and his fronds and
with which of his 7 accessories
so
Swiss Army cock.
He can make the frills vibrate basically. So she comes, and then he bears all of his weight down on her and basically forces her into a second orgasm, like a barrel, like right into a second one. She recovers from all of that for a minute, and she is about to climb on and try for number 3, but like around the cock this time. But Henry's voice is over the intercom, and he's saying that the council is waiting in the holo conference room. They need to talk about something in the southern farming districts. He's held them off for as long as he could, but it's been 20 minutes. Like, you need to come and talk to them now. So Sarah encourages him to go take care of it. She will come and find him later and take care of him, Down in the dining room, she has breakfast with Nine, who is super excited to show her that his dad found a food replicator in storage for her, and they made her all the popular Earth breakfast foods. So she opens up her like little cloche, and she finds scrambled eggs and sausage and bacon and toast with butter and strawberry jam. And she almost cries. And he's like, "Oh no, is something wrong?" And it's just, she didn't even mention that she was feeling homesick to these people. They're just trying to make her feel more at home. And that's really sweet. She then later in the day, she takes a holocall from her sister, Allie. So she carries around what's called an icon future phone. And she has holocalls with her family pretty regularly. So she tells Allie that she is thinking about staying here with Zai. She really likes her life right now. She's happy. They don't have chickens or pigs, but they gave her bacon and eggs because they knew that she liked those things. And that means so much to her. And she hasn't told her sister about Zai's position as the king, and up until this point she also hasn't told her about Nine, but she does tell her at this point, I think I'm in love with this man. And then Allie is suddenly very taken aback because there is a little alien standing behind her sister, so Sarah has to introduce Nine very suddenly, like, oh, by the way, if I am with this man, this is his son. For the readers, there are a group of readers who don't like to read books with children in them. And I understand why, but some of them just want to know what kind of kid they're going to be reading. So for you, I offer you a description of Nine. He's a little immature for his age, and for his position in society. I think he acts a little childish for being 9-year-old prince from a well-developed star system or whatever, but he is sweet, he's charming, he's innocent, he asks a billion questions, and he loves Seraphine from the moment that he meets her. He's adorable. He's also red just like his father, but unlike his father, he has white hair. His mother's side had white hair, so the people of Zai's planet can be any color in scales, but their hair is either black or white, and that's a genetic thing.
Okay.
Who knew? So anyway, Nine has come into this conversation to tell Sarah that his father is looking for her. He leaves. Sarah ends that call. Her sister agrees that, you know what, you seem really happy. Maybe you should stay there, but also you're going to have your fucking hands full with that kid. Holy shit. He didn't stop talking the entire time he was in the room.
Yeah, they do that.
Yeah, they do that. Yeah. So when she goes to find Zai, she considers that this is the first time she has actually seen him in days because he's been so busy. I think she says, I've only seen him for like 4 hours in the last 7 days because he's been so busy with everything. When he sits her down, he tells her that he needs to go back to the palace. He can't stay here anymore. He can't keep ruling by teleconference, and it's certainly not fair to his council to make them like manage all of this.
Bullshit, I do it all the time.
But so she thinks that he is saying that she's going to stay here and take care of Nine and be the new live-in nanny and wait for him to come back. But before she even has a chance to voice that concern, Nine's like, you're going to come with us. I want to show you my room and we're going to have so much fun. And she's like, me too? Yes, of course you too, silly. What the fuck did you think was going to happen? This is
the other thing that I thought.
Okay, because, well, if you sit someone down for a very serious, like, we need to talk conversation, they're always going to think the bad thing.
Oh, yeah.
They're always going to think the bad thing is happening. That's why you can't text. Like, if my father ever listens to this, you can't just text me, call me. That makes me think my mother has died or something. Yeah. Like, you can't just do that. Anyway.
He's not listening.
He's not listening, I hope.
Because he still likes us.
Yeah. So they go back to the royal home, Glichnentrata, which is something like right out of a sci-fi movie. It's got towering spires of like shiny alien metal and beautiful gardens with impossible flowers, and the trees have burgundy bark and orange leaves, and there's flying cars and children playing, and it's just idyllic and adorable. They land, they meet a welcoming party of council and staff, and Zai immediately asks Nine to go take her and show her around because he has to get back to work. Like, aw. Shit. Yeah. And he can see how much how much it hurts her that he can't spend as much time with her, but he promises it's not going to be like this forever. He just needs to get things back under control now that he's back home again. So Sarah goes with Nine. She meets some of his friends who are other kids from like the palace who are all fascinated with Nine's stories about Christmas, or Christmas as he calls it. They want to know about more holidays. And at first, Sarah's not sure if she should tell them anything because she doesn't want to accidentally teach them something that would be considered taboo in their culture. But they wear her down until she goes, you know what? Well, there is a holiday coming up that's probably pretty inoffensive at this point. It's mostly about celebrating love. It's Valentine's Day. She explains like exchanging cards with small gifts to the people that you love, and they want to know if they can do it too. And she says, I guess. I don't see why not. I'll talk to the king about it. Sure. The next day, she hasn't actually had a chance to see Zai yet because he's been so fucking busy. She woke up to a note on her pillow inviting her to just wander around, and he would be back later tonight because he's so busy. He's not even going to see her all day. Eventually, she finds the throne room, though, and the council is like, they're all there.
The council is counseling.
The council is counseling. And she sees Zai sitting on his throne and doing his politics things. And eventually, Henry notices her and waves her in, and she asks if she can stay. And Zai's like, absolutely, yes, I find your presence soothing. Please stay as long as you like. At the end of the day, when they are the last two people in the throne room, he locks the door.
Oh.
She asks him to lock the door because watching him be a big king up on his big throne all day makes her want to turn him into a whimpering mess on that throne now. And so she has him sit down and she gives him a blowjob.
I'm going to get me a throne.
She gives him a truly excellent blowjob, considering how creative she had to be with all of those accessories, all the extra parts, right?
Again, I feel like there should be an asterisk next to it, or like quotation marks, blowjob, because
oral sex.
An attempt was made.
No, she had definitely achieved. There was no attempt. There was an achievement here.
I know I have a long-standing grievance with blowjobs on these. On these unwieldy dicks.
I'm sure. Yes, I know you do.
Anyway.
But so she does achieve this accomplishment. She tries to swallow, but apparently Zai's species is pretty prolific. And this is the part where I put in my notes that their cum is purple.
Oh.
I've been saving that for just until now.
Joy. Human people who ejaculate, if yours is purple, call a doctor.
Yes, please do. If it's anything other than that usual white color, occasionally could be a light pink.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah.
Those are the only colors.
Go see a doctor.
Go see a doctor. Anyway, so back to this dick again. This dick. Once he has come down from this blowjob orgasm, he moves to go and put her on the throne because it is her turn. Then fade to black. The next scene we have is Sarah making valentines with all the kids. So she dyes their parchment to make red and pink paper because that's not a thing that they have, and then cuts out hearts for the kids to use, like glitter glues and whatever their little horrible get everywhere, never coming out of your carpet crafting supply is. And they're super happy. She's really proud of them. They're like, look what we did. They're all really excited about it. And she's happy to be able to provide something to the palace at all at this point, since she's feeling really lonely in so many other ways and sort of useless because she's the only human and nobody needs her for anything. So all she's really good for at this point is entertaining the children, I guess. She's feeling some type of way. She's really lonely and isolated right now. So Nine pulls her aside and asks a bunch of questions about, like, how do you pick your Valentine, and what do you get them once you pick them? What kind of things do you like? What would you want to get? And then he's just like jotting notes down in his little notebook. He thinks all like cute and subtle, and I think he pulls one over on Seraphine, but I actually have children. He's not. He's being sneaky. He's writing a bunch of notes down to take back to his dad.
Yeah.
Which he then does. He takes them back to his dad and says, Seraphine seems really lonely. I think that you need to do these things to give her a really good Valentine's Day, to make her happy again. This is like full Hallmark schmaltz. Holy shit. Also, this was the only chapter that was not in Seraphine's perspective. It was in Nine's perspective. And at the end of the chapter, he's basically like, I can't let her leave. I can't lose another mother. Holy fuck, Lindsay. Jesus.
Ouch, kabibble.
What? Shit.
I lost one. I won't lose another.
I was just like, damn, yo. And so The next scene that afternoon, Sarah visits the market with Nine, and she's very proud of how like well behaved and gracious he is with all of the vendors who are giving him free stuff because he's the king's son. But she's also really taken aback when some of the vendors start calling her Your Majesty. Later that evening, she tells Zai about that whole being called Your Majesty thing and how it doesn't quite sit right with her. It doesn't feel right. And he's like, okay. He picks her up and he slings her over his shoulder, fireman style, carries her to bed, where he then edges her for 2 hours until she can only associate the words Your Majesty and my queen with pleasure.
But does that actually make her the queen? Is that something in there in our culture?
So at some point in the book, he says like, you're my family now and they're going to treat you like my family. No. Like they never got married. I don't know if that's even a thing that they have in his world or if it matters at all, but they treat her with the proper deference they would a queen. Okay. So yeah. So that was that scene and it was fucking wild. The next day, Zai has to leave the palace on business, and like the loneliness and the isolation really comes crashing down on Sarah. Henry finds her crying and he brings her to the study so he can like cry in private because she was crying in the kitchen. Like, you're distracting the staff. Come on. getting tears in the soup or whatever. He asks her what she's feeling. She says she feels like it is obvious that she doesn't belong here. He says absolutely not. It is not obvious to him, nor is it obvious to Nine, who has decided she belongs here and should never leave this place. You should probably go and find him. It's dinner time anyway. And she's properly chastened, and she goes to find the little boy and have dinner with him. At that dinner, she and Nine actually talk about his mother for a little bit, and they talk about what he remembers about her, what he loved about her. And I'm vaguely confused because I thought that she died when he was born, but maybe I was wrong about that. She encourages him to remember his mother, to not forget her, because the things that made him happy about her will always be there. It was a very sweet scene. It was a really good commentary on grief. And then he eventually goes off to go and play with his friends, and Henry comes back in to talk to her a little bit more, and reminds her that she should go and like get her rest or something because tomorrow is Valentine's Day and the kids are very excited. The next morning, Zai gets in his spacecraft to go and do whatever it is that he's doing on the other side of the planet, and he hollow calls Sarah while he's in the captain's chair. She is still in bed, and they have holosex.
Of course they do.
Which is just wild.
You think FaceTime sex is crazy.
I know, right? Holographic sex. Sheesh, yo. I hope that he had autopilot turned on, though, because he was flying at the time. Like, that seems dangerous. So eventually, once they are done with that, she then gets breakfast in bed, which was made for her by Nine. It's pancakes, and he has written the words "Be my Valentine" in red icing on them because he can't spell Valentine right. Sweet, sweet kid. That evening, she has gotten all dolled up, and she is going with Nine to the special dinner that she thought she was supposed to have with Zai. But as far as she knows, Zai has not come back yet. So it's just going to be her and Nine, and she's put on her best game face so that the kid's not sad about it. But when they get to the private dining room where they set everything up, it's beautifully decorated with paper hearts and flowers and actual earthen roses and real earthen food. And Zai is there in a tuxedo to surprise her with her beautiful, perfect Valentine's Day that she wanted. It was lovely. Zai asks her to be his Valentine for now and for always, and they confess their love, as does Nine, who is a little scamp. He's like, I love you too. Anyway, then Sarah sits down for a lovely earthen dinner of spaghetti, which was served out of one container. So eventually they did do the noodle kiss thing. Oh my God, could you be any cuter? And that is the end of Be My Valentine. You can get more of Zai and Seraphine when they come back for Halloween.
Oh, I love that.
It was so sweet. I mean, who doesn't love I love the Hallmarky ones. Give me a Hallmark movie, but with a really weird looking dick in it, you know?
Imagine if those 4 dudes that are also in Letterkenny, that are also in every Hallmark movie,
Yes,
had weird
dicks.
They might already.
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't want to. Please don't show me your dicks, anyone ever.
There's the guy that plays Dirks.
Yep,
And then Dirks, and then there's the guy that played Fisky. Yeah. I think Boomtown's been in a couple.
Boomtown. Yes, he was.
I think
yes,
Boomtown's
he
been in a
was. Oh my God, that's so
and
funny.
then I think maybe Yorkie.
Oh, Yorkie definitely is. Yorkie's in a lot of them because he's like generic handsome white man number 2.
Yeah, Yorkie's the one I was thinking.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the guy I was thinking of. I always think he's Fisky.
Ever since our last record, my brain has been trying to make a smut book based on the gyms.
Somebody posted in the Shoresy sub the other day. It was a great, season 4. It looks like Jim's been hitting the gym. Like his biceps look good. I mean, I always thought Jim was my favorite, but I think Jim might be my favorite. But yeah, I don't want Jim to feel bad. Go watch Shoresy. Meet the Gyms.
Please, they're so great. Gyms are so fucking awesome.
They're such fucking beauties.
Fucking beauties, man. Anyway,
their names are Jim.
Their names are Jim. Jim. That was the Spacetacular holiday novellas, my darling. Thank you for coming on that journey.
I love the low stakes, cozy stuff.
Yes, it's my favorite. It's my favorite. And we're probably going to get a shit ton more of it because that's what the novellas, it's a good novella model.
It's a great novella model. And that will lead wonderfully into the fact that we are under 100 days away now. Because we got to start talking about this. Mm-hmm. We are less than 100 days away from Monster Erotica Con in Baltimore, Maryland this May. I believe it's May 8th through 10th. I can't remember the dates. It doesn't matter, unfortunately, because it is sold out. It's sold out in like minutes.
In a day.
I thought it was real fast. It was a day. Yeah. Hundreds of tickets gone. We are going to be in attendance. A lot of the authors that we've talked about on the show are going to be in attendance. Some authors that we are still yet to cover are going to be in attendance.
I've been scouring the attending list for new authors to read for the show.
Yeah.
Because they're all, I mean, it's a convention that is specifically geared for the monster fuckers and the alien lovers and the really, really, really weird shit. This is my jam. Yeah. Of course, I'm going to look at all of these authors.
This is a possibly comprehensive list of all the authors that we have covered on this show that will be, and this is not everyone who is going to be.
No, just the ones we've covered so far.
Just the ones that we've covered so far. So Petra Palerno and Rhea Fox we've talked about on the show. They were supposed to attend. They can no longer attend, and that's a real bummer because I was really looking forward to meeting both of them, but especially Rhea Fox because she was from Germany.
Yes, they're lovely, and we will meet them someday.
Yeah, Ashley Bennett, Dahlia Davies, Dakota Cockaday, GM Ferry, Kate Pryor, Latrexa Nova, Leone Riley, Nicole Parker, Opal Rain, Sabrina Cross, Sylvia Morrow, Tiffany Roberts, and Vera Valentine. Are all going to be, as of this record.
And Unfortunate Reads, who is both an author and the host of the convention.
Yes, and that was, thank you very much. I was going to lead right into that. Cassie, a.k.a. Unfortunate Reads, who has been on the show before. We did a wonderful fun bag with her, bag episode last year. Maybe I'll throw that back in the feed somewhere so everybody can see it. But as we lead up to Monster Erotica Con, we are going to be on social media highlighting past episodes that we have talked about. I mean, Opal Rain was very, we did an author interview with her. It was one of the most excellent conversations, but it was also so weird because it was it was the next day for her.
Because she was in Australia.
She's 12 hours ahead of us. We did a 3-parter on A Soul to Keep back before we got the format of the show
figured out,
under locked down. So but we're very excited, and then of course we're going to be at Sinful Signings again in July, but right now the focus is on Monster Erotica Con. So if you're on social media, if you don't follow us already, follow us. We'll cover that in the outro as we always do, and go back and listen to some of those. I know we did Dahlia Davies, Railed by the Easter Bunny. Dakota Cockaday was Honey White and the 69 Dwarves, which was such a fun episode. Rain, Soul to Keep. We did
Vera Valentine, Unhinged. And in that in the Cassie fun bag, we also did Cold Sweat.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh God, I forgot about that.
You forgot about the Kool-Aid Man? Yeah. How could you ever? You can't forget about the Kool-Aid Man.
We're going out for fuck tacos. That's what I remember. So go check that out. Go follow them. Keep listening to the show. We'll keep talking about it. But in the meantime, what do we have for next week's episode?
Next week, we are reading Portal to Pleasure by Viano Oniomo, which is an MMM erotic monster novella. MMMF erotic monster novella. Gonna be awesome.
And I am excited to hear it. But in the meantime, you can find us on social media. We are on Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. All the links are in our link tree, which is down in the show notes. If you would like to talk to us via email, please do so. cheapsmutpod@gmail.com. Once this episode hits the main feed, the top link in our link tree will be a link to this book. It is not an affiliate link. We do not get any money. We're just trying to help the authors out. If you would like to support us financially, you can do so on Patreon for just $1 a month, like these fine folks have. Eden Knox, Zach, Zoe Barrett, Emily Purley, Aaron Manak, Miss Chris, Raven, Natasha Bear, Desiree Rodriguez, Local Mind Flayer Seattle number 42, Vincent Sultanfuss, Kitsune Inc., Cassie, Cassandra, Brian S., April D. Berry, Leah Legend, Dana Goddard, Stephanie Hawkins, Gemma, Lady Squishy Buns, Tia Esk, Rob Gatika, Angela McNichols, Katie Hurd, Gwendolyn Harper, Seneca O, and Rebecca K. The music that you hear in this and every episode for now is called Nostalgia by Mackay Beats. You can find it along with thousands of other songs free of charge for you to use at the Free Music Archive, freemusicarchive.org.
Listener, remember, if there is a book in you, write it. And if there's fucking in it, I'll read it.
And then she'll come on this show and explain it to me for your entertainment.
I will see you next week. Bye-bye.